Tarryn, you and I were having a chat earlier about an over-reliance of utilizing AI for content generation, and where technology and human creative capabilities actually meet. But before you answer that, so Tarryn's just launched an AI-driven campaign. Can we please play that film?
For decades, Audi has been defined by progress, using technology to blur the lines between concept and reality, and taking the automotive industry forward with every new innovation. Audi was launching a new range of vehicles with features curated from the best of Audi. But they weren't available in South Africa yet. So how do we get consumers to buy a car that isn't ready? You get them to buy into a vision. Introducing a curated collection by Audi. Harnessing the power of AI, we took each line, feature, and shape of the special edition range and used it to inspire visions of a world beyond mobility. Then, through the craft of the human touch, we fed, learned, iterated, crafted, and created a campaign that reimagined the world of Audi, from architecture to fashion. The collection inspired audiences and exposed new eyes to the Audi vision through digitally integrated content, retargeting audiences with each new piece from the collection. With attention grabbed, we released the cars. This collection didn't just capture the audience's imagination, it captivated their curiosity and aspirations. Showing that when human creativity intersects with the power of AI, we can create new visions of progress.
I mean, that's awesome when brands can start to speak almost beyond their category, and they start to live beyond that space and start to drive conversations. What I'm interested in here is whether your media buy was also, whether you brought in AI for your media buy to get that very, very nuanced audience set, particularly because your cars are quite luxury.
So, the short answer is absolutely yes. And I think, for the media folk in the room, obviously, you're kind of looking and probably rolling your eyes and going, but come on, we've had AI in the work that we've done for ages. Your channel optimizations and all of those things have always used a form of AI. I think for us, what we were most excited about this campaign is that every area of it, took the latest technologies in AI. So, I'll start with the end in mind and talk to media. Yes, absolutely. We use AI in this campaign in particular because we want to get beyond the usual of demographics when you are targeting your audiences. I mean, for a long time, we've been talking about attitudinal and behavioral indicators to help us identify who our audiences are, because for the longest time, those kind of usual demographics and things like that have been irrelevant. It's about psychographics and interests. So, how do you take so many data points around what your audience is doing, how they're interacting on your owned platforms, the numerous data points that we have in terms of the interaction with the product, and how do you put that towards targeting and finding your audiences online. So that was, one of the things that we've really honed much more on this, much more granular tracking and feeding that back in real time so that, immediately you're able to apply those learnings in your targeting and retargeting in all areas of, the customer exploration through to a lead. And then the other thing which I think was particularly exciting for us from a media point of view is knowing exactly not only which channels to use, but which content within those channels. So the ability to, for example, YouTube scan all the content in all the videos, that meet your set based on your understanding of your audience, and then say, all right, within that consideration set, which of the videos are the best ones to place our adverts in or place our content in. So you really are, I mean, you cannot do that as a human. It's absolutely impossible. So you've got to, employ AI to do that kind of thing. Read all the articles that are being posted on a daily basis to know, okay, within these channels, these are the articles that your content should be placed in, and these are the ones you definitely don't want to appear in. So, I mean, that's what's incredibly exciting. And when you draw it back to effectiveness, that's when you really have a game changer in terms of your media placement.
So is the campaign working?
Absolutely. I mean, I have to just say that our agency was horrified that I wanted to share this video with you this evening, because they're like, but the campaign's not finished yet, and we haven't really put all the metrics in. This is the Effies. You can't do that to us. And I was like, oh, relax. This is a safe space. So it is. I mean, it's been, if we think about, we're always looking at our benchmarks, and not industry benchmarks. We're saying, what is the best we've ever achieved, even more so, and how do we improve that? Because generally we've been very lucky in hitting industry benchmarks and then some. So, it's allowed us to really see the effectiveness and take what we've done to the next level. So we've been really, really excited about what we've been able to achieve with this campaign. And, even the content of the campaign, not to shoot all my bullets in my gun too soon, but, this kind of campaign would never have been possible in the timelines that we had. So you talk about efficiencies, if I can just...
Correct.
I mean, if you look at something like that, you'd have to not only spec the cars, produce the cars, ship them here. That's a 6 to 8 week process if you rush it, okay, if you get it right. Then you've got to shoot your cars, brief all of the architects, designers, etc. They've got to create the elements, then you've got to shoot the elements. I mean, you're talking about months. And all of this was done and achieved within a 3-month period from, and things could run concurrently. We could produce the cars whilst we were working on the idea, producing the campaign. So, I mean, it just absolutely blew my mind, because it opened up a campaign concept to us that would never have been possible with the restrictions we had around time and budget in that, in that space.